All right, so get this. The day's deep dive is all about how to find your coding zen.
Ooh, interesting.
Like how to bring calm and focus to your work, and
Darn.
especially when things get a little crazy, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're diving into this article from the Algo Academy blog.
Okay.
It's called uh, The Zen of Coding, How a Calm Mind Improves Your Problem-Solving Abilities.
Then I like it already.
And let me tell you, it's packed with some really fascinating stuff.
I bet it really does challenge those, like, common assumptions about what makes a great coder.
Yes. That whole image of the, frazzled programmer pounding energy drinks and staying up all night.
Oh, for sure.
This article, totally flips that on its head.
It really does. It says that calmness, not chaos, is the real secret weapon.
Especially when you're tackling complex algorithms or debugging, right?
Especially then, yeah.
Okay, so I'm intrigued. How does this article connect calmness to better coding?
Well, it actually, it digs into the neuroscience of it all. Stress and anxiety, they actually shrink your working memory, which is, like, terrible for coding.
Makes sense.
It's like trying to juggle while you're balancing on a unicycle. You're going to drop something.
Yeah.
But when you're calm, your brain can actually make connections more easily, spot patterns faster, and think more creatively.
It's like a superpower.
It is. It is.
So it's not just about feeling better. It's about actually, boosting your brain power for coding.
Exactly.
Which is huge for technical interviews. Remember those algorithm challenges?
Oh, yeah.
Being able to stay calm under pressure can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about some practical stuff. The article mentions some techniques, right?
It does, yeah.
What are we talking about here? Like meditation retreats?
Not quite. No.
Okay.
They actually suggest some pretty simple things that you can integrate into your coding routine right away.
Give me the best one.
Okay, well, mindful breathing is a big one. Just taking, like, a few deep breaths can actually, it resets your nervous system, and it brings you back to the present moment. Imagine you're stuck on a bug and you're getting frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
Taking a second to just breathe can really help clear your head.
That's so true.
You can approach the problem with fresh eyes.
I can totally relate to that. I've gotten lost down the debugging rabbit hole before.
Yes.
A little breathing would have definitely helped, for sure.
For sure.
What else?
The Pomodoro technique is, it's a classic for a reason.
I've heard of that.
It's all about working in these focus bursts with short breaks.
Okay.
You know how sometimes you get so sucked into coding for hours and then you hit a wall?
Oh, yeah.
This technique, it forces you to step away, clear your head, and come back recharged. So
Oh, that's really smart.
you could even use it specifically for, like, documentation.
Okay.
25 minutes of solid documentation, a 5-minute break, and repeat.
I love that. I could already see how that would prevent burnout and help me get more done.
Absolutely.
Because then there's mindful code review, which is like what?
It's like slowing down that mental tape recorder when you're looking at your code.
Gotcha.
Instead of rushing through it, you take time to really absorb what you're seeing.
So it's not just about finding those errors. It's about really understanding the code itself.
Exactly.
Like on a deeper level.
Deeper level, yep. And imagine applying that to pair programming.
Okay.
You and your partner, you both start by taking a few mindful breaths together to get in sync.
I love it.
And then you approach the code with this shared sense of calm and focus. It's really cool.
That's really cool. So the article recommends a few other techniques too.
Yeah.
Including meditation for programmers.
Mhm.
Is that something coders really do?
More than you might think.
Really?
Yeah, there's this fascinating idea that solutions can actually pop into your head during or after meditating.
Oh, wow.
It's like you're giving your subconscious mind space to work on those tricky problems.
Wait, so you're telling me that taking a few minutes to just sit and breathe can actually help me solve coding problems?
It might sound a little counterintuitive,
It does.
but that's what some programmers are saying.
Wow.
The key is to, like, approach it without judgment.
Okay.
Just observe your thoughts as they come and go, kind of like clouds passing by.
Okay, that actually makes sense. It's like you're decluttering your mind
Yeah,
so you can see the problem more clearly.
exactly.
And speaking of decluttering, the article also talks about the importance of a calm coding environment.
Yes,
So we're talking about the physical space where we work.
absolutely, yeah. Your surroundings, they can really impact your mental state.
That's true.
Think about it. Are you more likely to feel zen surrounded by clutter and chaos, or in a space that's clean, organized, and filled with natural light?
Oh, I need that natural light.
Right.
What if you're stuck in a, drab office or a noisy open plan space?
Well, the article has some tips for that, too.
Okay, good.
Even adding a plant to your desk. listening to some calming music or using something tactile like a stress ball can make a big difference.
That's all about those little things.
It is. It's about creating those little havens of peace,
Yeah.
even in a chaotic workplace.
I like that. I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
It's about creating a space or an environment that supports calm and focused coding.
And it's about building those mindful habits into your daily routine.
Right.
Start your coding sessions with a few mindful breaths. Be present with like each keystroke you type.
Okay.
Take regular breaks to stretch or move your body.
Yeah, those are good.
Like weaving mindfulness into your coding practice.
I like that. So we've got all these great techniques, but does this Zen approach actually work?
It does.
Like in practice?
It does.
I mean, can it really help someone conquer those algorithm challenges?
Mhm.
Or navigate a complex debugging session?
Yes.
Tell me there's a success story in here somewhere.
Oh, there is.
Okay, good.
The article talks about a developer named Sarah who actually used these principles
Okay.
to overcome anxiety and totally crush her coding interviews.
Wow.
She was feeling overwhelmed and underprepared.
I've been there.
Haven't we all? But then she started incorporating these Zen techniques into her routine.
It helped her a lot.
So she was applying this stuff to like real life high pressure situations.
Exactly.
Wow.
And she found that by starting each study session with mindful breathing,
Okay.
using the Pomodoro technique to stay focused, and approaching those algorithm challenges with a sense of calm and visualization, she was able to significantly reduce her anxiety and really boost her problem-solving skills.
That's so inspiring.
It is.
It shows that this isn't just some abstract philosophy.
Right.
It's a practical approach that can help you navigate those real-world coding challenges.
It can,
Yeah.
and it's not just about coding either.
Hmm.
These principles can be applied to any area of your life where focus and clarity of mind are essential. So it's about becoming a more mindful and intentional person overall.
Exactly.
Which brings us to a really crucial point. How do you actually integrate this whole Zen of coding into your daily work?
Right.
Because coding can be pretty chaotic.
It can be.
There are deadlines and interruptions.
Yep.
And let's not forget those moments when the code just won't cooperate.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how do we stay Zen amidst all that?
Well, the article does acknowledge those challenges and offer some helpful strategies.
Okay, tell me more, because I have a feeling we could all use a little more Zen in our coding lives.
Let's dive into those challenges in part 2 of our deep dive.
All right, sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right, so we left off talking about the challenges of bringing Zen to coding.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos.
For sure. Deadlines, interruptions, those moments when the code just fights back,
Right.
those can really test our Zen.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what specific challenges does the article talk about? And more importantly, what strategies does it offer?
Well, one of the first things it mentions is that, change can be tough.
Yeah.
We're creatures of habit.
Right.
And shaking things up, especially when it involves like slowing down and being more mindful, that can be uncomfortable
Oh, totally.
at first.
I can relate to that. It's like trying to learn a new programming language.
Yeah.
There's that resistance,
Yeah.
that feeling of being out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. But just like with coding, the key is to start small. Pick 1 or 2 techniques that resonate with you, maybe mindful breathing or the Pomodoro technique,
Okay.
and just gradually weave them into your routine.
So we're not trying to do everything at once.
No.
We're focusing on building new habits incrementally.
Exactly. And be patient.
Yeah.
It takes time,
Right.
Don't get discouraged if you slip up or if
Yeah.
it feels a little awkward at first.
It's a process.
It is. Just keep coming back to those practices and eventually they'll become second nature.
Okay, so what about time pressure? When those deadlines are looming, taking time for mindfulness can feel like a luxury.
It can't.
Like we can't afford it.
Right. But the article actually says that those mindful breaks, they make you more efficient in the long run.
Wait, so taking a break helps you get more done. How does that work?
Think about it. When you're stressed and you're really pushing yourself, you're more likely to, make mistakes.
Oh,
You miss things, and you end up spending more time fixing those errors.
That's true.
But when you take a moment to step back, clear your head, you come back with fresh eyes and a sharper focus.
So it's like a strategic retreat,
Yeah,
not surrender.
exactly. And you don't need a ton of time.
Right.
Even just a few minutes of mindful breathing can make a huge difference.
Okay, that's good to know.
Quality over quantity.
What about skepticism? I can imagine some programmers rolling their eyes at this whole Zen thing.
Right. The article encourages you to approach it like with curiosity, like an experiment.
Okay.
Try incorporating one technique for like a week or two and see how it affects your coding, your stress levels, your well-being.
Yeah.
Track your observations,
So it's like gathering data and testing the hypothesis.
Exactly.
Like we do in coding.
Exactly.
If you're still skeptical, there's a lot of research out there on mindfulness.
There is.
And cognitive function.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can explore that.
Okay, so let's say you're on board with this Zen approach.
Okay.
We've picked your techniques, you're practicing, but then you hit those roadblocks.
Yeah.
What about when the code just doesn't cooperate?
Right.
Those frustrating debugging sessions.
Yes, the debugging demons.
Right.
We've all been there. But the article offers a really powerful reframing.
Okay.
Instead of seeing bugs as the enemy, view them as puzzles to be solved.
I like that.
Mysteries to unravel.
So it's shifting our perspective.
Yes.
From frustration to curiosity.
Exactly. And that's where those mindfulness techniques come in.
Okay.
You hit a snag, take a deep breath, step away from the code, come back with fresh eyes. You might be surprised what you discover.
It's like giving your brain a chance to process in the background.
And sometimes the best insights come when you're not even actively thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why taking breaks, going for a walk, or even just shifting your attention to a different task can be so helpful.
Interesting.
It's like giving your subconscious a chance to work.
Okay, we've talked about managing our inner state.
Mm-hmm.
But what about all the external chaos?
Right,
Those
right.
constant interruptions.
Yeah.
You're in the flow, you're making progress, and then bam, email, Slack message, a colleague with a quick question.
Yeah, those are productivity killers.
Right.
The article has some great tips for that, too.
Okay, I'm all ears because I think we could all use some help with that.
One strategy is to create dedicated focus time.
Okay.
Block out time on your calendar where you can dive into those complex tasks that need your full attention.
So it's about setting boundaries.
It is.
And protecting that focus time.
Exactly. During that time, turn off all notifications, put your phone on silent, and let people know that you're not to be disturbed.
Unless it's an emergency.
Unless it's an emergency, yeah.
Right. If you work in an open office, what about noise-canceling headphones?
Yes, those can really help create a little bubble of serenity.
Right in the middle of the chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about those times when the interruptions, they come from within? Those negative thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
The self-doubt that can creep in and sabotage our best efforts.
Right. Coding can be tough. It's easy to get caught in self-criticism.
Comparison.
Yeah, comparison too.
So how do we stay Zen when our own minds are working against us?
The inner critic, we all have it.
Right.
That voice that tells you you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You're going to fail. Everyone else is smarter.
It's tough.
It is, but the article gives some tools for taming it.
Okay, let's hear them.
One technique is to just become aware of those negative thoughts.
Oh, okay.
When they arise, notice them without judgment, like clouds passing by.
So it's not about suppressing those thoughts.
No.
It's about acknowledging them and letting them go.
Exactly. And once you're aware of them, you can start to, challenge them.
Okay.
Ask yourself, is this thought really true?
Right.
Is there another way of looking at this?
Like debugging your own thought patterns.
I love that.
Right.
And remember, you don't have to believe everything you think.
Yeah, it's true.
Thoughts are just thoughts. They're not facts.
Okay.
You have the power to choose which ones to focus on.
That's a good reminder. I think we often give those negative thoughts too much power.
We do.
Okay, so what other strategies does it recommend?
Well, one is gratitude.
Gratitude.
When you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to focus on what you're grateful for. Your health, your loved ones, the opportunity to code.
It's about shifting your perspective.
It is.
From what's wrong to what's right.
Yeah, and it can really shift your mood and your motivation.
So another powerful tool is positive self-talk.
Yes.
So instead of beating ourselves up, we tried to encourage ourselves.
Exactly. Talk to yourself like you talk to a friend who is struggling with kindness, compassion, encouragement.
Yeah.
Remind yourself of your strengths, your accomplishments, your potential.
Like being your own cheerleader.
Yes.
And I think that's a great message as we go into the last part of our deep dive.
I agree.
It's not just about the techniques.
Right.
It's about that inner resilience and self-compassion.
Yeah, for sure.
That can help us navigate the ups and downs of coding.
It's a journey.
It is.
It's not always smooth or linear.
Right.
There will be challenges, setbacks, but by embracing them with mindfulness and a growth mindset, we can turn them into opportunities.
Okay. I'm ready to explore that growth mindset and uncover some more gems.
Let's do it.
We've been talking about all these techniques for, like, a calmer, more focused mind for coding.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I keep coming back to.
What's that?
It's intentionality.
Oh, that's so important. The article really highlights that.
It's not just about going through the motions of coding, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's about approaching each task with a purpose.
Right.
And awareness.
Well, it's like being really present in the moment.
Yes.
Focused on the task.
Right.
Bringing your full attention to the code.
And that intentionality, it goes beyond just the code.
It does, yeah.
Tell me more.
It's also about your environment.
Yeah.
Your energy levels, your well-being.
So it's about creating the best conditions.
Yeah, the optimal conditions.
For focused, productive work.
It's like setting the stage for a performance.
I like that.
The article actually uses this analogy.
I love analogy.
It talks about a skilled archer preparing for a shot.
They take the time to center themselves.
Right.
Calm their breath, align their body and mind.
They don't just randomly fire arrows.
They're totally focused.
So intentional.
Very intentional. And when they release that arrow,
yeah,
it's with precision and purpose.
So we're the archers.
Yes. We need to prepare our minds.
Right.
Create that calm, focused state.
Set our intentions.
Before we even touch the keyboard.
I like that. So we're setting ourselves up for success by finding that stillness and clarity.
And one aspect of that is setting clear goals.
Goals, yeah. It's about knowing what you want to achieve.
With your code.
Right. Solving a problem. Building a feature. Improving your skills.
And it's about breaking those goals down.
Into smaller steps.
Yeah, remember that saying, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
Exactly.
And those steps, they should be challenging.
Yeah.
But also attainable.
Finding that sweet spot.
Right. Pushing yourself, but not too far.
And celebrating those small wins. Yes. Every step you complete.
Every challenge.
It's a victory.
It is.
Like, those little dopamine hits you get when you solve a tricky bug?
Oh, I love that feeling.
Right.
It's the best.
Okay, so we've got intentionality, clear goals, small steps. What else?
To continuous learning.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
The tech world's always changing, right?
Always.
New languages, frameworks, tools.
It can be a lot.
It can be overwhelming.
But approaching it with a Zen mindset can make it, more enjoyable.
More effective.
So instead of feeling overwhelmed,
we can approach it with curiosity.
Openness.
Like seeing learning as an opportunity for growth.
Not a chore.
It's about remembering why we got into coding.
That passion.
The joy of creating.
And we're all lifelong learners.
We are.
No matter how experienced we get.
There's always something new.
And I think that ties into the article's message so well.
What do you mean?
It's not just about writing better code.
It's about living a better life.
Yes. Bringing those qualities, mindfulness, focus, intentionality.
To all areas of our lives.
It's about that balance.
And harmony.
In our work and our lives.
And the article ends with that great quote.
Okay, what is it?
May your mind be as elegant and efficient as your code.
I love that. It's like our code reflects our minds.
And by cultivating a calm, focused mind, we create better code.
More beautiful, more elegant.
It's not just the end product, it's the process.
The journey of becoming a more mindful coder.
Striving for that harmony between our inner world and what we create.
Such a beautiful note to end on.
I agree.
To all the coders out there, embrace Zen coding. Find that calm and focused mind. Approach your work with intention, and may your code be as elegant and efficient as your mind.
And may your journey be filled with peace, clarity, and a deep sense of fulfillment.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It was fun.
We'll catch you next time.